Hyundai is particularly proud of its new Sonata, and at face value, I can see why. It's a striking sedan with a powerful presence that turns heads wherever it goes. Hyundai is particularly bullish about the prospects of its new sedan, so much so that it wants to take the premium segment head-on. The question is that just pie in the sky or a viable reality?
This latest Sonata is arguably the first that looks the upmarket part. Previous Sonatas may have been capable cars, but they weren't exactly aspirational. Instead, they offered a decent, spacious and comfortable motoring experience, relying more on value than desire to attract buyers. By comparison, the new Sonata represents a big step forward. Rather than opting for generic sedan lines, it has a rakish aerodynamic silhouette. The front is dominated by a heavily chromed grille that looks garish, but at the very least confirms the sedan's Hyundai identity. The rear is almost feminine thanks to its short raised deck and tapered shape, and in stark contrast to current design trends, the exhaust tailpipe is concealed.
As much as the Sonata is a car that attracts attention, and as much as it exudes a certain upmarket presence, to my mind, it's not original enough. It has a very strong Mercedes-Benz E-Class influence that's most apparent from the side of the car, and there's also some very, very fussy detailing. Having said all of that, it's still a pretty attractive vehicle.
Talking of which, the Sonata finds itself competing in a tough segment. Medium sedans have been steadily losing ground for 15 years or more simply because they lack the cachet and the emotional appeal of smaller premium brand cars. The Sonata finds itself in exactly the same boat as the Honda Accord, the Mazda 6 and several other similar-sized sedans. These are all cars spec'd to the hilt and priced to sell, but that struggle to compete effectively against the likes of Audi, BMW and Mercedes-Benz. That leaves the Sonata's price tag as its most compelling sales tool, and that's exactly what Hyundai would like to prevent, because it believes that keen pricing is only one part of a bigger, more compelling picture.
One of the key elements of the new Hyundai Sonata is the drivetrain. It combines a 2.4-litre four-cylinder engine with a 6-speed automatic gearbox. The engine produces 131 kilowatts of maximum power, 228 newton-meters of torque. But the most impressive part of this drivetrain is the fact that both the engine and the transmission have been designed and developed in-house by Hyundai.
It underscores the company's sophisticated engineering capability and confirms how far the Korean automaker has progressed. The gearbox has shift paddles that work well, and it has a good spread of ratios. The new Sonata rides on an all-independent suspension that combines front McPherson struts with a multi-link rear layout. The ride is cosseting and can even feel too soft at times.
But if comfort and convenience are your priorities, this interior will come as a welcome surprise. The finishes are upmarket and luxurious, and as far as standard equipment is concerned, there's almost nothing on the options list.
The electrically adjustable seats are well shaped and comfortable, and while the comprehensive switchgear array can look busy at first, the layout is intuitive enough. Clear analog dials dominate the instrument binnacle. The full house safety feature set includes dual front, side and curtain airbags, while the all-disc braking system is fitted with ABS anti-lock control, as well as electronic brake force distribution and emergency braking assistance. There's even a yaw sensor to counter understeer.
The Sonata was never designed as a performance car, but as it turns out, it doesn't mind being caned. The 0-100 time 9.5 seconds, top speed a useful 208 kilometers an hour. As far as road manners are concerned, this car a little bit on the soft side. The suspension obviously tuned for comfort rather than crisp dynamics, and the steering over-assisted.
However, as Hyundai points out, the new Sonata is also an efficient car. Fuel-saving measures include a gear shift indicator and an alternator that decouples when the battery is fully charged. Driven with vigor, the Sonata feels less planted than expected. The steering is over-assisted and the front suspension is too soft, which translates into understeer when pressing on. However, the Sonata is stable at high speeds and it's able to cover ground very swiftly.
The new Hyundai Sonata sets the same high standards already established by the iX35 SUV. It looks good, feels luxurious, and is pretty nice to drive as well. The gearbox isn't quite quick enough, and some of the interior ergonomics are a little fussy, but in general terms, this is a car that convinces. Add the asking price into the equation, and there's good value to be had here as well.
competent 2.4-litre power plant delivers sufficient muscle and twist, while a smooth shifting gearbox adds convenience and ease of use. Overall refinement is impressive. A full house of features adds luxury and convenience, but that gearbox needs faster reactions to hold its own against rivals like the Mazda 6.